Hi friends, this is wishkotheferret. Thanks for hopping into the ferret den. We're keeping it warm and we're keeping it cozy. Today we have a full moon in Capricorn reading for you, which is coming up on July 3rd. And I'm going to be channeling Archangel Michael's energy for you today. So, I usually have a whole little script, but I want to do things a little bit differently today. I want to connect with strong intention, especially because it's just going to be like a direct channel, not just from our spirit guides, but specifically from a certain type of angelic energy. So what I want you to do is, if you are in a space, a comfortable and safe space to do so, is to ground your feet into the floor, wherever that may be for you, or just get comfortable like in your chair. You know, sometimes I don't feel like having my feet on the floor, and I'm always the person to sit crisscross applesauce, but make sure you feel a connection to the earth, or you imagine roots coming out from the base of your spine and into the earth. And take the time to think about something that you love, that feeling of love, that feeling specifically of compassion, of unconditional love. Just the feeling. If something that bears no heavy weight. So if a particular person in your life brings certain feelings of fear or insecurity to you, then don't maybe think about that particular person, but think about the actual feeling itself of what love and compassion would feel like. Imagine the energy of your angels surrounding you, and kind of tune into like a white or gold frequency. People see it as different colors. But imagine a color of white or gold, whatever your preference, just surrounding you. Breathe it in. Make sure you're aware of your breath. Take slow, deep breaths. I like to imagine Archangel Michael as the color blue, or having a blue aura mingled with a little bit of gold, maybe some silver. This is my blue, is like a shining blue, is my assigned color to Archangel Michael. So just imagine that crystal energy of whatever color you choose it to be, and draw it closer into your being until your auric field and this energy's auric field is meshing into one, so that you can truly feel the wave from head to toe of peace, calm, love, and forgiveness. Take a few breaths and let that energy settle in. Stay strongly connected. And then we'll get started with your cards. So Archangel Michael, what is it that we need to know right now as a collective for this full moon in Capricorn? I see, that makes sense. Oh, all right. Okay, so, I'll kind of flow in. We have oracle cards and tarot cards here. I'll weave them together as necessary. We have the Druid hold the space. Now, the meaning's going to be different for everyone, but the situation around you, or the energy that you've been faced with, has perhaps been a little bit sublime to your tastes. It's not quite what you envisioned for yourself. It's not the end product, whatever situation you're finding yourself in. You're recognizing that the present does not meet up with what you want. And there is a tendency to either want to rush ahead or just kind of, I don't want to say like stall out or void out and do nothing. Like I'm getting the sense that like for some of you might be just vegging out on the couch, or you could be like pushing ahead and trying to strong arm your way forward and just getting burnt out with it. Either way, Archangel Michael's calling you to hold this space and hold this sacred time for yourself, because you need this time. Okay, so those of you that are vegging out, you might like feel, how do I want to word this? Because I don't want to assume too much, but I can recognize this energy within myself, so I want to make sure that I'm staying on the collective energy here. But regardless of where you stand in terms of, you know, where your energy is at, Archangel Michael wants to make it very, very clear that this homeostasis, or this need to hold the space, or this time period where you've held the space, if you're beating yourself up about it, if you're getting restless and wanting to leave, just know that you being in this space, if you're coming into this time where you need to pause, the full moon is a time where we do need to take a pause and assess and hold this space. You need this, is what this angel's coming through and saying, because you need to take care of your needs. We have winter, take care of your needs. So making sure that, I just heard, make sure everything is accounted for. Make sure that you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, making sure that everything that you're involved in, especially around this full moon, is up to par with your standards. This isn't calling for you to be a perfectionist. This is saying that take time off of work, or take a moment away from whatever it is that you've been trying to hyper focus on, to do, to put your energy towards, because there is a Spirit's asking you to hold the space intentionally. So specifically, Archangel Michael says they want you, like, he wants you to, like, there's something about holding the space with intention. It's not just, let me just say, it's not just like vegging out on the couch. Like, if you have been vegging out on the couch, that's totally okay. Spirit's saying like you need that too, but there is a call to step into this space of it's almost like a requirement to kind of like reflect in this space of, I don't know, it's just a space of intention. He's really not elaborating. He's very straightforward. So maybe this is something I have to learn when I'm working with Archangel Michael's energy when he speaks, because he usually is very direct with me. I'm never channeling like a full-on message, but he is very straight to the point. So I'm not really, usually like I like get more, but hold the space intentionally. Check in with yourself and make sure that everything that you need is accounted for. So not just in your environment, but within yourself. Make sure that you are eating properly. Make sure that you're not toiling away and kind of wasting away at whatever it is that you're trying to do. Like, it's almost, I'm like, some of you could have been like working methodically this whole time, and without allowing yourself a pause or without allowing yourself any breaks, you might be getting burnt out. And even if you're somebody who has had that happen and you're in the burnout stage where you've been vegging out for like a long time, because that happens. Like, when sometimes when we work ourselves to the bone, we have to pull back, or like when we burn out, we have to pull back from everything so that we can recover, and then it takes longer for us to recover. But Spirit's asking you, yes, while you're recovering, make sure you're not just kind of, zoning out, like scrolling through social media or binging shows. I mean, if that's what you got to do, if that's part of your healing process, do it. But Spirit's asking you to hold the space intentionally and really take a look at making sure you're paying attention to your body. Are you eating all of your meals? Are you drinking enough water? Are you making sure that your spiritual self is cared for? Are you making sure that you are doing everything you need to upkeep your mental health? So that way you are put into a position where you can afford to say yes, because there are lots of things in your life that could be happening right now or that are coming up for you soon that you'll want to say yes to, and Spirit's encouraging you. We're like, we want you to say yes. But Archangel Michael is saying that these things are coming in, but they want you to be ready. He's like, you got to be ready for what's coming up next, because it's big. It's going to be great. but you have to take care of yourself first. Take a pause, take this pause. It's necessary because in your tarot, you also have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is assessing where you're at, how far you've come, assessing I'm just getting like a lot of a body. Pay attention to your body. There's something here about bodily needs. Maybe your body has been neglected in some way and it's time to take that into consideration. I don't really get like a rebalancing. I do get a rebalancing. I don't know if maybe some of you have to set new routines. I don't see too much of like too much of rearrangement in your life. It just seems like you might have felt like you haven't been able to afford yourself this kind of rest for a long time, and Spirit's like, no, you have to have this rest. You need to have this rest. And for some of you that are, I don't know why I keep like coming back to this. Some of you, I'm gonna be straight with you. Some of you are vegging out on the couch and calling it rest, but Archangel Michael said what that is not rest. He's saying that you need to get up and actually assess what you need, because for some of us, if we're vegging out on the couch for too long, we could be missing certain things that our body needs. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to like at anybody like that. I'm sorry. But doing what you need to do. Specifically, you have the Page of Swords here. This is coming back to the mind. Let me connect with this Page of Swords. New ideas are actually coming into this flow. So as you're holding this space, the Druid is very old, the Druid is very wise. And as you embodying this energy of the Druid, you're holding that space for these ideas to flow. These new ideas, these new creations are coming through. He just said, as sharp as the blade's edge. So they're coming to you. These ideas could be coming to you crystal clear, and it might take a moment of pause or a moment of rest in order for some of these ideas to come into fruition in your mind. And you have the King of Swords. So this is actually something that once you hold this space to take care of your needs, you will actually be able to execute it with the King of Swords. So Page of Swords indicates new ideas, especially with the King of Swords following up. Like Archangel Michael showing me this trajectory of like assessing, coming up with like just letting the ideas flow to you. I feel like with the Page of Swords, it's more of an intuitive process. These could be things that you've been itching to do for a while too, that you haven't really figured out how to work into your routine or work into your atmosphere. This could also be just spontaneous. I'm getting like that some of you could just have spontaneous, like you could be mesmerized by some of the ideas that come through just from taking the space to pause. And that's how ideas work. That's how creation works. That's how manifestation works. It's not just do, manifest. We need to take the pause sometimes to assess what we've created and say, is this enough for me? Or like, what did I do that worked? What did I do that didn't work? And like, what about this is not working for me? What is working for me? And what can I rework and move forward with? But you have coming up with new ideas. You have executing these new ideas with the King of Swords. The Hanged Man is about having a different perspective in your situation. So, try to love your life. That sounds a little like, because I was really trying to like connect with his energy and get to the essence of what this card is saying. Because at first, I'm getting the sense that you are quite literally just hanging upside down and you're seeing the world from like a backwards perspective. Not that like your beliefs are wrong or that anything of what you're thinking is wrong. It's just, you could love your life so much more. And Archangel Michael says you can love it that much greater if you actually took an effort to try to love it. Just because you fall in love with your life doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to change it. You can still love life and understand that, okay, there are some elements of this that don't quite fit with me, but I can still love certain aspects of this thing. And there's a need to call more joy in, more gratitude. So first of all, yes, it serves the purpose of being able to attract more of that energy, because like attracts like. So you'd be attracting more of that love to you by exhibiting that love for your life already. So yes, it does come with like a self-serving purpose like that. And I really shouldn't say self-serving, because it's not bad to self-serve. We do need to take care of ourselves, and onto that we could take care of others. And it's not the end of the world to take care of ourselves, because you know what? Baby, we're worth it. But it helps to sometimes, when we lose our way and we lose our path, or we find ourselves very confused, sometimes making our life purpose, or making our goals, or making whatever, if we make it less about us and more like, what can I do for others, light shines on us a lot more, light shines through us a lot more, and sometimes it helps clear the pathway a little bit more for us, so that we can figure out which path to walk. Because I'm getting multiple directions. I see multiple tunnels, and this archangel specifically is showing me that you have different paths that are lighting up for you more than others. You know which ones those are, but for whatever reason, because of your perspective on life, because of like the current way things have been, it's almost like certain routes that used to be so bright are now super dim, and you're questioning whether or not, I mean, like, I don't know if you're so much as questioning your path. Some of you could be questioning your path, but it's almost like, should I even, like, you know, I can probably afford to walk a little bit slower, but what if it burns out before I get there? What if I achieve this and I don't want it anymore? What if I'm not able to reach that success? What if something gets in the way? What if I trip over a rock and I can't make it? What if, like, I don't know. There's just a lot coming up here. Because they're showing me like worst case scenarios of tripping over a rock and being like permanently disabled, and like all of this other stuff, but they're speaking it not in a physical sense though, in a metaphorical sense. So in terms of like I'm afraid I'm gonna make a mistake and then have to live with that mistake for the rest of my life, and it will impede me from doing what it is that I actually want to do. That's the kind of error, or not error, but it seems like you're afraid of making some sort of error or doing some sort of wrong. But Spirit is almost saying, like, when you, I don't know, they're telling me to pronounce that difficulty, but some of you could actually be physically disabled or disabled in some way, and feeling like that might actually hinder you, whether it be like a physical disability or a mental disability, or any other form. Spirit's like actually asking me to pronounce that, because like I hear it talking to me, but connecting with Archangel Michael here, because I'm trying to like distinguish. It's all the same. It's all like, you know, but Archangel Michael is a very specific type of energy, and he's like, no, you're doing good. Okay, all right, thank you. But because he's just like all like, you know, you said what I wanted to say, and I was like, okay. He really is to the point. But he's still pointing at this hanged man. He's still pointing at this hanged man, saying that, you know, take the time to actually turn it around and find what you love about life, so that way your path can burn brighter, and that you can get a little bit more motivation to step forward onto that path. Try to be a little bit more lighthearted about moving forward to these certain paths. Make sure that you're stepping up for yourself. That's the big thing. Ooh. Leave it to him to tell how it is. So really step up for yourself. Make sure that you are showing up. Make sure that you're doing the work. You really already have a feel for some of you. If this is a certain area of expertise, excuse me, Spirit is saying, like, I keep saying Spirit, I'm sorry, it's a habit. Archangel Michael is like saying that it's like, you want to do more. You already kind of know your area of expertise. If this is a particular field that you're going into, or a particular field that you're doing, you already know what you're doing. So just work with it. Figure out the path or the direction that you want to go, and steadily chip away at it. The 8 of Pentacles here says that it's time to put your head down and start doing the work. But you need to hold that space for yourself first, okay? I'm going to pull one more and see, is there anything else, Archangel Michael, that you need our friends to know before I roll the dice for us and send them on their way? Okay, interesting. So he's working with Archangel Sandalphon with you right now, the miracle of prayer. Thank you, Sandalphon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. So archangels typically work, at least like when I have the angel cards out, it always feels like, you know, especially when you're really heavy into angel energy, you find that you have multiple archangels working with you. So while Archangel Michael is here, working with particularly like everybody like calls on archangels for different purposes. For Archangel Michael, I always call on him to be a guiding light for me in all of my readings and to help keep me safe. Just spiritually protected, to help me develop a strong sense of discernment, which is what you need right now, I feel, with this full moon in Capricorn, especially when we're channeling this type of energy. But with the miracle of prayer, when you're holding this space, ask Archangel Sandalphon in particular. Even if you're not asking this particular archangel what it is that you want and what you want to manifest, or what you're looking to desire to bring to fruition into your life, which is basically what I just said. I was just following the flow here. This angel is listening. This archangel is kind of, that's so interesting. I see him shifting gears in the background. So he hears you, and then he starts kind of, not quite literally, but showing me the image of feeding it into this machine, or the cogs are working, like the gears are shifting, things are set into motion. It's like, it's more of a metaphorical thing than quite literally what he is doing in spirit. But they say that Archangel Sandalphon takes all of the prayers of people, wraps them in a crown, and then flies up to heaven and sets them at the feet of Jesus, or God. God? Jesus? I think it's God. Sorry, I'm not like well versed in my Christian stories, but this is kind of, this is where that notion comes from. This is what that energy has been doing for as long as this archangel has been around, for as long as we have been around, and specifically call on Archangel Sandalphon to help manifest your dreams, and understand that this angel is kind of working with all of these other angels so that you can help bring these things to fruition. Just trust that whatever it is that you've been praying for, they hear you, they understand you, and they are working to help manifest, but they are going to help. When you hold that space, you offer space for spirit and your angels to listen. So make sure that you are offering them the space. You are sitting in meditation, or however it is you connect with the angels or connect with your spirit guides, so that you can hear the next steps on what to do, so that you can reevaluate and reassess, and so that you can hit the ground running when it is time to get moving and get working. What are some angel, or what is the last angel message for us? We have 670 from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. God is surrounding you with power and light at this time. Stay focused on the best possible outcome of your situation, and it will be manifested. Oh, have faith. One more time. God is surrounding you with power and light at this time. Stay focused on the best possible outcome of your situation, and it will be manifested. Have faith. Okay? So, that being said, thank you so much for hopping in here and for tuning into this message. I hope this helped you in some way. If it did, go ahead, like and subscribe and all of the things. My Cashapp and PayPal are below if you ever feel the need to leave a tip or the desire to leave a tip. You don't have to, but it's there. Got a lot of cool things happening. I always appreciate the support. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for giving a listen. It's been a hot minute since I've done readings, so you'll have to forgive me trying to like get back into the swing of channeling things, but I really do appreciate you being here. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.